So if you'll take note of this ding on my nose, what happens is I put on my glasses, and when I wear them too long, this is what happens. It gets all red and irritated, and it happens very often, and it's just one aspect of being me.
I don't know. I didn't ask. It was that guy Levi, and he was with that guy Norm, who's the soft-spoken guy who's a little bit creepy. So I mostly wanted to ask him about George, who I haven't seen a lot of lately, but he's fine. What happened that put him in the hospital was he broke his hip, so I guess I'm not going to be seeing a lot of him as much.
It takes a long time to recover.
Yeah, and he's in bad shape already, so. Last night, April took a video of me, and it got recommended to a bunch of people on YouTube somehow, for some reason. So, we're getting... No,
I want more water, so I'm pouring more water. That should be enough. They're collecting bags out there. Did you know that?
What?
They're collecting bags out there.
Yeah, they put it in bags so they know what to do.
It's beautiful. It started recording.
Oh, it did?
It did, and now...
Okay. Uh-oh. I have to stop this.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. Stop. Why won't it actually stop? Wait.
We're gonna keep that in.
I know. But I need to make a new video.
Okay.
Why does it keep...
So you're gonna hold the microphone, so I'll put it here. Okay, I think it's good.
Let me know if I'm in the frame.
Kind of, only the microphone is in the frame.
Okay.
So, okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. It's good to be speaking with you today.
Thank you.
So, I just wanted to ask you a couple questions about your artistic background.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just wanted to let you know that there are a lot of people out there in the world who enjoy your work with the Martin Scorsese Fund.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Martin Scorsese and I, we go way back. This microphone really does smell like shit. And you know, he funds all of my projects. And you know, I always tell him, Martin, you don't have to do that. I mean, you don't have to do that, Martin. I can take care of myself. But he insists, you know, and, you know, who am I to deny him?
Great.
Yeah.
So, how did you get the idea for the XXXY Art Collective?
I didn't. You did. But I got the idea also from, so basically, I've been in contact with this angel that drips from my ceiling on a fairly consistent basis. And, you know, she used to live in a little bird cage. And she was trapped there by her father on a walkway, on a bridge. And she told me one day, you know, trans people need to start making art to represent themselves in the art scene and in the everything. So yeah, she's a fallen angel. And she told me this when she was dripping from my ceiling. Are there lights in that microphone?
Yes.
Okay.
How did you originally come into contact with Susan Horn?
Susan. Okay, so this is a funny story. So, I was at the XXXY annual collective meeting that we have, and she wasn't a member at the time, but she did show up because she's trans, and I told
Was she wanted there?
she was not wanted there, but I was very infatuated with her because of her confidence and the conviction with which she was there. You know, she just said, you know what? I'm trans, I'm a woman, I belong in this collective. And I thought that was really special.
What are your thoughts on the imprisonment of Eric Grossi?
You know, I believe in prison abolition. You know, it's not cool what we're doing to people, and I don't think prison's cool. But if there is one person who deserves to be in prison, it's Eric Grossi.
Well said. What kind of animals are your favorite kind to have for dinner?
Oh my God, giraffes, easy.
And what 3 colors do you think should not go together?
Purple, green, yellow, 7.
7. If there's one question that you have for Aphex Twin, and this will be sent out to Richard T. James, what would it be?
I would want to know if he personally has solved the cryptograms that the Zodiac Killer sent out before anybody else. If he did that before it was like covered in the news and stuff, that they found out what the codes meant. I would just be interested in knowing if he had that figured out before the mainstream did, because I know he, you know, as an underground producer, you know, he has so much power and he has so much power.
Can you talk about your visions for the anarcho-dentistry movement?
Absolutely. So anarcho-dentistry is applying anarchist principles to dentistry, the movement of dentistry. And so my opinion is that dentistry should be looked at as an art form and not as a science or a medical practice. I think primarily it's an art form. And that being the case, I do believe that, you know, dentists should be able to abstract, expressionist the entire thing, the entire mouth, and you know, slice and dice where they see fit, pull teeth, put in new teeth. It's if I were to explain it very simply, it's applying anarchist principles to the field of dentistry. And I really hope that one day my vision will come to fruition and we'll see dentists everywhere fucking up people's mouths and mouths profusely bleeding.
You know, Zendaya from the show Euphoria has expressed interest in the movement. How has that affected your personal life?
Well, I've always loved Zendaya. I love Shake It Up. You know, Shake It Up was a classic in its time. And, you know, Zendaya showing support for the anarcho-dentistry movement and even getting a procedure done, if I recall correctly, really had an impact on me just emotionally. And I actually had a prophetic dream of her supporting the movement before she even did. And I didn't want to come out and say it because that would, you know, I didn't want to, maybe it was just a dream. Maybe that's not going to come to fruition, but it did. And
It's kind of like she's supporting the transgender movement without saying it in a way.
yeah, and I mean her relationship with Hunter Schafer in Euphoria. I mean, it's revolutionary. She loves transgender people so much, and I love her. So,
all right. Thanks for speaking with us, April. Where can people find you?
Anywhere in the dream.
Okay. I'm David Leo. This has been BuzzFeed News Unsolved. Thank you for watching. The bag that this is in. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Okay. So, we got Joan Armatrading. She's a lesbian. I think my dad gave this to me when I first came out. I don't know. There's probably a lot of David Bowie in here. Oh, this is one of the first records I ever got.
Awesome.
I got this at Urban Outfitters. Yeah,
Is
David
it good?
Bowie's. I don't think so. I've never really listened to it in full. David Bowie, Space Oddity, David Bowie, The Man Who Sold the World. Rising. No, that's Hunky Dory. Ziggy Stardust.
I want to listen to, not like this minute necessarily, but I want to listen to Ziggy Stardust at some
It's
point.
a pretty good album. I'd say that as a glam rock album, it's not better than Kimono My House, but it's good.
Okay.
I don't think it's my favorite David Bowie record. This is one where he's a mime.
What is your favorite David Bowie record?
I'm not sure because I haven't listened to a lot of them in a long time. It used to be Ziggy Stardust when I was like 12,
Okay.
but I'm not 12 anymore, and I listened to it more recently. There was something I did listen to recently that I thought was good. As far as I know, it might be The Man Who Sold the World, which a lot of people do not like.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that's on them. This is the one he made where he died.
Oh, okay.
Then we got David Byrne, Big Songs.
Awesome.
David Byrne, The Catherine Wheel. I think Brian Eno's on this. And this is my crown jewel
Okay.
that I just got recently.
What is it?
Carolina, I'm Armed with Quarts of Blood. Comes with a, in an adult diaper bag.
Okay, okay.
This is the front. Well, there's no back, but it does this.
That's fucking sweet.
Yeah. And you're supposed to, like, cut these out and, like, sew them onto yourself.
I like want to listen to this.
We have listened to this.
We have?
This is the Carolina record that we have listened to.
Have I logged it on Right Your Music?
You've logged it on your Rate Your Music. You thought it was only 4 stars.
I like 4 stars is good, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. I remember now.
Yeah. And where does it go? Oh, well, that's Cheap Trick. Live and at Budokan. This is kind of blue. You know him.
Yes, fuck.
This is I got this at Printed Matter. This is, or no, I think I got this at Academy Records. I think this is Alien Skull by Builderine and the Builders.
I see.
I don't know who this is or how, what he does, but I'm not interested.
He's rinsing the microphone so it doesn't smell like shit.
It doesn't smell good. And Eric's shit is in that bag too.
Eric shit in the bag?
No. Eric's shit.
Oh.
I mean,
It wouldn't surprise me.
his straw hat. I mean, his straw hat is in a box now, but I do have to get rid of that box. This might be a little bit watery from now on. I don't even know
That's
if the
okay.
lights will still. The lights still work.
Yeah, there you go.
And we're gonna make brownies later.
We're gonna make brownies later, certainly.
And girls don't deserve to get their hands wet, so I'm just drying this off for you.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Hi, David Leo.
Hi, great to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. I've been a longtime fan
Ah,
of the XXXY Collective,
yeah.
and I was just wondering what inspired you to come up with the XXXY ethic and the movement that it's inspired, the the entire process, the art. What inspires that? Where does it come from?
Well, I was really thinking about how, as a people, the transgender fiends are collectively aiming to make the art movement worse. And I've never been a huge fan of the art world. I've never liked Andy Warhol. I've never liked any of his friends. So I just wanted to figure out the best way to put that to an end. And that came to me after I got my flu vaccine. And I started feeling a bit funny. I started feeling pretty sick. It turned out I was starting to develop executive function disorder, which is a side effect of autism. So as that happened, I finally started to see where the majority of transgender people were coming from. I changed my name. I started taking testosterone. And I decided that instead of being a wife and a housemaker, I wanted to make movies.
Fascinating. And the first releases from the XXXY Collective, Fabulous Muscles, 7G, where did you come up with those ideas? What, in their embryonic form, where did they essentially spring from?
Well, those are two very different things, and they're both about very different people. The Fabulous Muscles series was with my co-creator, the now imprisoned Eric Grossi. Eric was a very strange man, and he had this idea that we could make this sort of art series that people could interact with. And I think he's the first person to ever come up with that. So,
Yeah.
for the bastard that he is, it's good to see him, rotting, maybe hanging himself. But he did pioneer that. So we set to work. He did most of it. I did the drawings, and Fabulous Muscles became this long-winded thing. And those were just completely original characters that we came up with to use for it. We weren't really inspired by anything in particular, which sets it apart from our other stuff because it's mostly derivative works. But Fabulous Muscles is completely... all the photos are by us, all the people, we came up with them, all the songs, the name Fabulous Muscles, that was Eric's idea. And, yeah.
Yeah, my arm is getting kind of sore from holding the microphone up to your mouth.
Oh, okay.
You have been a long time pourer of water.
Mm-hmm.
You've been pouring water for me this entire trip.
Yeah.
And so I get the impression water is a very important
My
element
mom's
to
calling
you.
me.
Your mom's calling you.
Hello?
Hi, honey. How are you doing?
Alright.
Do you know if I left my laptop there?
It
Would be like on the dining room table. Are you home?
I'm home, yeah. But it isn't here.
Okay, so maybe it's in here somewhere.
Okay, sorry.
All right, that's okay. Everything okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hello to April from me. And,
Hello.
Hello. and I guess I will talk to you later.
Okay. Tell
All
Bubby
right.
I say hi.
I will. She's out. She's with Papa getting his ear things done. His ear, what do you call it?
His hearing aids.
Yeah. That.
Me and April are gonna make brownies later.
Nice. All right, my little love.
I heard that their house was also on fire.
My mother left a pot on the stove and it just burned and the smoke alarm went off, but she was out and she forgot to bring her phone with her. So my dad was here alone and he didn't know what to do, and so it was very scary for him. But
Yeah.
it was okay.
Okay, that's good.
It wasn't. The house was not on fire. It was. I think the microwave is dead though.
Oh.
But whatever. It will be.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well, I'm here. Oh no, and we're gonna go for a walk, but I'll have my phone everywhere.
Okay.
All right. I love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Do you believe in God?
Well, I am an atheist, but yes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you foresee yourself partaking in any ambitious art projects in the future, and can you tell us a little bit about what you plan to do, if that's okay?
Yeah, I have this idea. Me and the other members, we were figuring out when the first one of us dies, it's probably going to be Eric, even though technically he's not part of it anymore. We're all going to kill ourselves and have our bodies be scraped out and filled with stuffing, and then there's going to be an auction at the nearest housing works to me, which is on 23rd Street, and we're going to be selling those as pillows, and you can just be having us in our house.
Perfect. I really wanted to pour cement into my intestinal tract,
Oh.
and it was a long-winded thing, but yeah, I think that kind of aligns with your vision. When you die, you said you're gonna kill yourself. How are you gonna kill yourself?
I don't know. I've been really inspired by sort of. I've been very inspired by the whole sort of scene in Houston, so I'm probably gonna have to just. If I wanted to be really authentic, I might actually be drinking sewage water for a while and then just only be living on that and allow myself to decay.
That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Sewage water has been a constant source of inspiration for me. I actually view it as more sacred than holy water.
Okay.
And I just thought that, you know, exclusively drinking sewage water is a wonderful idea because you're going to be purifying yourself before your ultimate destruction.
That's not the way I see it. Andy Kaufman, who famously did not kill himself, actually has been the real reason why people thought he died is because he wanted to live on a diet of that for so long, and people really just thought, oh, he's gone, he's dead. But no, he is still kicking because he gave up on that. And I think that giving up is the ultimate key to success. I mean, we've seen Lin-Manuel Miranda, we've seen George Lucas, and we're about to be seeing Tim Heidecker. So really, if it all goes well, it ends well, and we'll be seeing Sam Levinson on the red carpet soon.
I agree. This microphone is dripping on my other hand. It's quite quite a sensation. Just one final question. Do you foresee yourself and the XXXY Collective becoming pop stars in the future? And if you were to make it to Hollywood and, super fame, what would be the first thing you would do as a famous artist, truly out of the underground, mainstream pop person? What would your first instinct be? What would you do?
Well, I think that I'd, that's hard. I'd probably start off with, releasing some music on, bone plates. Just short ones, because bone plates, they aren't that big. And, I think that, it would be tricky for all of us. I know that, Spencer, my colleague, Spencer Ray, he's been subsisting on a diet of mostly hamburger buns. So I think that he'd actually really like to take that to the mainstream world. We'd probably all go on our own separate paths, you know? And it's hard to say that, but it does happen. Because we all have very different ambitions, and we don't like each other very much.
That's true.
So I think what I'd really end up doing is, it's hard to say. It's written in the stars. But I'd like to make a musical. I'd like to produce many musicals and be very well hated by people who would believe in cancel culture for Allen Ginsberg if he was on TikTok today.
Perfect. Thank you for talking to me, David. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and I hope to book more interviews with you in the future.
Thank you.